Alright guys, today I wanted to talk about is All You Need Is Kill, and oh my gosh, this manga is so freaking good. And I actually first bought this manga many years ago. The reason I actually found out about this manga is that I watched a movie called Edge of Tomorrow, I think that's what it was called.
Come on! The ship is going to explode! What are you doing?
Find me when you wake up.
What?
Come find me when you wake up.
On your feet, maggot!
That was back in 2014. Imagine my shock how many years ago that was, and honestly I can still remember what the movie was about. And I have to tell you, the movie was honestly pretty boring. It was mildly interesting with the whole, reset, die and come back to the same moment in time, like Groundhog Day concept is generally pretty interesting. And when I knew it was based off this manga, I knew I had to go and buy the manga. So I typically don't really buy manga. I have a very small manga collection in general, but I knew I had to buy this one, and I saw it in the bookstore and I was like begging my mom to buy this. And yes, I was very young then, but I didn't even read it. So usually when I go to like the bookstore and stuff, I'd like read One Piece and then just leave. But yeah, I saw this manga and I was like, I cannot just read this here. I have to buy this and then bring this back home. And that's what I did. And obviously this has seen better days, and throughout the years I have lent this manga out to anybody, any friend who wanted to also read this. Like, I remember back in high school, I was like religiously telling all my friends about this manga, and I was like, yeah, hit me up if you want to borrow my book. But yeah, so it's definitely there's some like weird stains here. Also, my camera recording this is super bad. I swear I'm not like recording on a 3DS or anything. This is like a webcam, Logitech webcam from like years ago, so that's why it's kind of like blurry and all. And yeah, but this manga is so good. Actually, I want to talk about the cover first of all, because I mean, this cover is super raw, super amazing. I mean, there's him, the main character here on the cover, and blood splatter. All you need is kill. I mean, first of all, you already know that this manga is going to be one big ride, because this is literally one volume. So the whole story is just all confined into all of these pages. So just be strapped in for a ride, because you will go through so many emotions, so many events just in this one manga. And then we got the female lead on the back, and she looks super badass. And yes, as you can already tell, this is the artist Takeshi Obata. So he's made Death Note and Bakuman and like Platinum End. Man, I really liked the Death Note. Honestly, I watched this so many years ago, I forgot what most of the plot and things were all about. And Bakuman, honestly, it's not really my type of manga. I read a little bit of it, but I never finished that. And then Platinum End, I knew from the first few chapters that it would not be a good one. Well, it was not that bad, but it was honestly kind of a disappointment, but it was still pretty decent. And yeah, there are other mangas that this artist made, but this one is the best. Death Note is also really good. It's up there, but this one is just so good. So All You Need Is Kill follows the story of our main character, and he has basically found himself in a Groundhog style loop where he's basically been born into a planet where it's been infested with aliens, and that's pretty much the life he's ever known, is just an alien planet, and all of the people of the planet have to basically train and become soldiers and try to wipe out the aliens before they get wiped out. And obviously you can look at this alien. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely horrifying. A mimic with really long spikes that can pretty much instantly kill you. and pretty much obliterate your body in the matter of seconds. So obviously, against this impossible foe, the main character basically resets again and again, day after day, and basically becomes better and better at combat, you know, dying day after day, but fighting against these mimic monsters, he just gets better and better. But there is one girl, Rita, which is the other female protagonist, and she seems to have experienced the same thing as well. And I won't go into too more details because, you know, obviously, like I said, this is really short, so if I say anything more, it'll really spoil a lot of things. But what I absolutely love about this manga that I feel like the other manga don't do is it makes the scenario feel so like real. I don't know how to explain it, but every day that it shows him dying, there is, you know, all of it depicts all of the ordinary daily events, you know, him going to the cafeteria, eating, and just recognizing people. And, you know, like this one part where he sees this one girl and he's like, oh yeah, I used to know her from school, and I used to like her. And honestly, that's like a pretty random moment, but just small moments like that make this manga, makes the main protagonist a lot more, you know, realistic. It just makes this whole situation feel like this is like an actual person in this really bad situation, and just it makes you really much more engaged in the story than you would normally be, because I'm so used to reading manga and feeling kind of detached from the story because of all like the, you know, little manga tropes and stuff that happen here and there. And, you know, it's like, yeah, this is manga, but when I was reading this, I was like, I felt like very engaged in the story and just thinking, how is this guy going to survive and make it out of this situation? Because I felt really connected, and like he's like an actual person, and you know, everybody has a bit of backstory as well put in here and there. And wow, this, yeah, that's, I won't say anything more, but if you have not read this, you have to go read this. I mean, I'm so serious. This, I mean, my manga collection is like nothing, but this manga, I don't care how much more manga I add to my collection, this will be like my top favorite. But yeah, I have read a lot of manga over my years. I mean, I've been reading comics ever since I could literally, ever since like my first memories, like reading these, like honestly, I've read a lot of American comics when I was little because that was available in my, you know, library at the time. But yeah, I've been reading comics ever since I was little, and wow, this one has left a huge impact on me. So yeah, go and read this.